Everybody, welcome back to the absolute special edition of okay, that wasn't the big I was expecting. The Byzantian Brews podcast with your hosts, Chaotic Jexak and
Was that you there?
Hey.
Yeah, welcome again. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
It has.
Mainly, UK Games Expo.
Yes, we apologise that we haven't been able to stream actually at the expo itself. That was a bit ambitious on my part, partly because of time.
Yeah, we got plenty to talk about, and well, not fortunately not plenty to buy, but we did get some stuff from the
I may
expo.
have overspent, but we'll get into that later. Anyway, yes, welcome
Um,
everybody. How has so before we start on the expo stuff, how has your week been besides the expo?
uh, Thunder got hot, had to stop a mile and a half short.
Oof. Oh yeah, the fun run. Yeah, that was the Sutton fun run or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Turns out that at some point during the run, long story short, for some reason they didn't signpost the distances very well. Might have contributed to it. So we did like the better part of 5 miles without much stopping or slowing down.
Ah.
They just didn't know how far it had gone.
Oh.
Uh, about 7 miles in, I was advised to get a checkup with the St John's people. It wasn't like collapsing or anything. We were just
hmm
really tired. They get a checkup. It's like you probably can't let you finish because you are literally 37 degrees internally about now.
Yeah.
Your heart rate's about 135 beats per minute. Oh yeah,
That'll do it.
that was spooky. Although I did get all the best photos before that point, so
Hmm.
yeah, it's fine. And I wasn't that ill that it was probably in half an hour, but I needed that half hour to literally return to room temperature again.
Yeah.
But it was fine to go to the pub afterwards, so it wasn't all bad.
Every silver lining has a cloud.
Yeah, and technically got that last mile in anyway because I had to
hmm
walk the suit back home with me because we picked up the day after. So yeah, I just did it adjacently.
Fair enough, skis.
I'm doing it again next year anyway, so it should be. Well, it will be. Well, it can't be that much. As long as it's cool enough to do it, it's fine.
Yeah. If the
It
weather.
was extremely hot. It was
Yeah.
extremely hot. So it wasn't my training because I've been at that all year and still am at it because I've got the race
hmm
for life next month. So another 10k, another
Wow.
10k next year. So I can't be stopping. Like so, got stuff to do.
hmm
Uh, Saying that, nice day. Apparently, so one of the Harry Potter cast was there.
Oh.
Um, so that was interesting. They're one of the Weasley twins, apparently. So
Oh, nice.
that he was. I think I definitely must have seen him because he was helping pull the fire engine.
Ah.
Eventful day.
Cool.
Um, since then, yeah, yesterday, I I was another suit, another event,
hmm
helping some diabetes charity down at the
Hey.
Alexander Stadium. So that was fun. Um, but they didn't know this until the end of the event. But apparently, that they have a bear mascot they use from time to time.
hmm
That's what I was doing on the day, and there's a bit of a story to it. So apparently, when to ease kids into living with diabetes when they get it really early,
Yep.
they give them like a teddy bear version of the charity mascot.
hmm
It's got like coloured sort of coloured padded bits on him
hmm
to indicate where you might have injections for drugs to assist with diabetes based issues.
Uh huh.
So the kids, there was not a single child was remotely, you get at least one that's a bit unsure. No, they all liked the character for this one
Oh,
because they get like a stuffed version of him when they get the diagnosis.
that's cute.
Oh, yeah, some of the kids are really cute. As a part of the thing was a bit of a meet and greet, photos and stuff, and
Hmm.
then it did a few laps of the because the main thing was a big walk, 10 or so laps around the thing for the kids, that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
At one point, I had this little girl was trying to effectively was trying to drag me along on her walk, which was interesting.
Hmm.
Just going along with it because it was a bit cute. So like, you know what?
Yeah.
You got to imagine I'm what, like 6, 7 with the head on, and there's this like this 4 or 5 year olds trying to drag me along with one hand.
Yeah.
Very very wholesome. That made my day. Just little bits like that made my day. To be fair,
Sounds like a good
pretty
day.
good for confidence.
So,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good for confidence as well because
mm,
since Fun Run, I've been kind of been a little bit annoyed I couldn't quite finish. So I
yeah.
needed to know I've still got the endurance to do it. So and I had a nice reminder that it was not my fault. And
Cool.
D&D after that, which it
Hey.
was Brett's campaign. So
Nice.
I did not metagame, but I was conscious of things like, yep, get ready to die. It's going to happen at least once. And there was a player death in session 0.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you know how Brett runs it though.
Yeah, true, true.
But it's yes, I'm just quite numb to it. The new players though were a bit taken aback, but I was like, this is just how it goes.
Yep.
It's funny watching it from when you watch new people go through the gauntlet though. You just sort of got,
It's
I
like it's
guess,
like it's
tabletop
like
PTSD
being
over it.
like a World War II veteran in like the Korean War and watching like the new bloods like
Yeah, yeah.
scrambling about like yeah, someone's gonna die today.
Here we go again.
Uh
Uh, no,
my
it was
my
it
week's
was
been
a
good
full
as
day,
well.
good day.
It's not been
Yeah, and
hugely
my brother's dog was
eventful.
around for the night.
Oh, what?
Okay,
Um
sorry, just saying
I
my
had I
brother's
was
dog
at a
was.
carvery today. That was my main thing this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was my grandparents' 60th wedding anniversary, so we went to Stonehouse Carveries.
for Sunday lunch.
Yeah, bit of a Sunday.
I'm genuinely curious about this because I know it's pretty normal here to have Sunday lunch,
Hmm.
and maybe in America. Are there any other countries that do Sunday lunch differently?
I'm
That's got
googling
to be a
this.
Christian-centric thing, right? You'd think.
Yeah. Um, Sunday lunch has reached Australia, New Zealand, Canada, South Africa, but so it's mostly
South
countries that
Africa.
have been
Okay.
affected, I guess, by Great British tradition.
Yeah, yeah, the Empire, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that, just a thought. You think about it, then you think how many countries just don't do it?
Hmm. Although, apparently in France, families gather at mother's or grandmother's house on Sunday for a traditional midday meal. So,
Oh,
I guess this doesn't
I
mean
suppose that's the
France. There's
same
probably
thing.
things in other things. Italian Sunday dinner is also a thing, but again, it's not necessarily quite the same as Sunday roast, but it's the same kind of concept.
Right. I bet it's a Christian thing.
Possibly, yeah, yeah,
A lot because all the countries on that list are Christian or at one
yeah. Because
point
I,
were
I
very
guess
Christian.
it would make sense because Sunday is the Sabbath, so it would be like that would make
Sabbath.
sense.
So even if people aren't Christian, they will. They probably still have a Sunday dinner,
Yeah.
whether they're
Um.
remotely Christian or not.
Hmm.
Just a cultural thing we just latched onto, and no one's thought to question that. So that's just what we do.
I Thursday was fun as well. We had some new people in our group now for Cyberpunk Red, which was
Well,
a
yes,
lot
we
of
do.
fun.
Yeah, met them at Game Expo for the first time. Nice
Yee.
people.
Some good new folks. So, That's our like discussion of the rest of the week. Let's get into Expo stuff. So,
Oh yes, yeah.
it's been a
Well, to
very
begin, there
great
was a lot
day.
of people, a lot of things to do.
Yeah, yeah. I got
Even Gandalf,
there.
that was I kind of was always missed that one.
I got there like at not the crack of dawn. I got there like basically as soon as the doors opened. So it
I'm
was
sure
quite
it's after 10, I think.
overwhelming. It's like being at the gates of Mordor as like a bunch of orcs ready to go out and just pillage. It's like, yes, go.
I kind of it was packed.
Yeah. It was hard to get around
Um,
about midday as well. It petered
oh
out
yeah,
towards the end of the day, so if you want to get like merchant stuff done, yep. So you're better off. What you're better off doing, I
there's a
think,
group.
A as a group, but B, do your board game playing. If you brought board games to play or miniature games to play, play them during the sort of the midday kind of slot with some lunch or something, because you are not getting around the merchants at that time. You just ain't.
Yeah, it did take ages to get anywhere.
Yeah,
They used all three halls as well, so it was a long
yeah.
convention. I mean, physically long.
Like do the merchant stuff early, I think, or late.
Yeah, I'd say that.
So I started off very early on in my Waldo costume. I Wally costume. I got like a lot of a lot of people like, hey, there's Wally. A few people taking
Hey,
photos as well, which was funny. But I started off. I went straight to. It was called. Finding the thing. The Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy, which I think is like Two Coat Painting or something. I can't remember exactly the name of the paint brand, but I painted a little tiny dragon there. They had like little dragon miniatures you just
oh
paint to
yeah, the
test out the
free
paint
mini.
system. Yeah, so I got a free mini. I got and of course I painted it like a tiny little blue eyes white dragon, like a blue eyes white wormling, which was adorable.
I didn't get many for there weren't that many freebies for a con.
That's
That's a
true.
problem.
Yeah,
But then again, for 18 quid for the ticket,
yeah.
it's not really a problem. It's
Um,
very affordable for a convention for entrance.
yep.
They're not complaining about that.
So
There was a lot of honestly, there was a lot of stores that a little. It was quite hard to budget shop at it.
mm,
You could have done it. But you have to know your brands. Um, they rocked up with they spent a bit over, but 30 quid on cash and the rest on card.
yeah,
I did get a fair whack for that.
yeah. I think
Just depends what you buy.
I think
So what? Sorry, carry on.
I think I spent like 80 odd, just over 80 odd.
Ooh,
But it was worth it for all the
you
stuff I managed to pick up. So
there was some free stuff. You won some
yeah, I
cyberpunk
won.
stuff.
Oh, I think it was like I did the math about 213 quid's worth of Titan Forge miniature stuff. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
That was yeah, it was a
Oh
lot of
yeah, had
stuff.
the whole gacha machine and everything. That is
Yeah,
quite fun.
yeah.
Um,
All of our group bought a bunch of these little Titan Forge gacha minis. Um, I have some of them in front of
I got
me.
one, but some
Yeah,
the others got a little bit crazy on it.
yeah. I think
I
I
just got the
bought
one and got
5.
three little fillers.
Yeah, I got some chibi things because I actually really wanted to get some chibi miniatures for a while, but I just didn't see any that was like really that interesting. But that Titan Forge set was just kind of cool. My little big head goblin, big head mode goblin. You need a big
You
head
got like
mode goblin sometimes.
you got like two starter sets
Hmm.
and something else
I got
on
it
the
was a
raffles. It
copy of
really wasted
Lobotomy
you.
2, which I haven't looked at yet. I'm gonna be doing a video on that at some point, plugging the YouTube channel. Go watch videos on YouTube / chaotic Jexac.
Yes, there was one stall I did not buy from, but you should have showed me that because I was thinking about it every now and again. There was a table with of old Hammer stuff
Ah,
with a pristine in the box squad of Talon Desert Raiders, and I would not pay 130 quid for it, but I really wanted to.
yeah.
it was like, wow, that's if I had more money than sense, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Mm.
There's like no question about that.
Um, but yeah, so the board gaming tables there was a lot. If you want to go there to play board games, if you pick up board games, you take stuff, whatever. There are a lot of tables for doing that.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's
Any sort of there's some branded ones like Catan
yeah,
had and of course Disney shelled up for a whole section for
yeah,
themselves with Lorcana.
and there's basically half a hall that's just tables designed to be sort of just sit down
Whatever you've got, or
with whatever
bought,
you've
or
got.
bring.
I didn't check their library of borrowable board games, but I would assume there's probably a pretty good selection there.
Oh, now I know what it's like. If we go again next year, we'll know to do that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those conventions that if you genuinely want to play things there, though, you want to get to possibly the whole weekend, to be honest. Especially if you're traveling from afar. I mean, I'm lucky I live in the Birmingham area, so I don't have to spend money on hotels and stuff. But yeah, you definitely want probably more than a day to get everything done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
I will say some of the miniature stands were very, very good.
mm, s-
Like I was really glad that Tritex Games rocked up because they're not local, but I really like them as they're just like it's they have a small shop in Stafford, which is really good.
mm,
They were the guys that were what they do is Wayland Forge does this to a lesser extent, but Tritex is all about it. They'll get like a whole box or a whole starter set that they haven't sold yet,
mm.
and they're trying to get rid of. They'll get all the individual minis, all the copies, and just bung them into like those plastic trays with all like the little compartments, and just sell them for 1 or 2 quid. And they're quite generic. Sometimes they're just like some of the Game of Thrones ones. Picked up a samurai for like a quid because it was a really decent little mini, and that's just the kind of stuff they do sometimes. And so they're really good. I'm glad they're still about and doing well because I have bought from them quite a few times. Um, and I forget which one it was, but there's the stand that they were selling a bit more of the generic stuff, but they do sell like Frostgrave, like all the Osprey miniatures stuff.
Mm.
Uh, so with the bulk of my 30 quid went to a box of 24 conquistadors because I'm needing some slightly different flavored blokes with swords for D&D. I'd have paid like 20 quid for them, so I
It's
was
pretty good.
absolutely chuffed with that. And Bad Squiddo because they're really good for just random animals,
Mm.
which a lot of miniature ranges don't really have for some
Yeah.
reason.
Talking of Bad
So
Squiddo, I didn't know this until later, but apparently Bad Squiddo had some unique convention exclusive miniatures at that event that I didn't know about.
they
Yeah, I didn't know.
know that. I picked up a couple of giant one because they were reasonably affordable and just kind
Mm.
of neat. Um,
Nice.
oh, and I did get a free Hagrid because in the Gacha machine, someone got like
Oh yes.
3 of them or something stupid.
It was like I think it's
He's not actually Hagrid, but he looks eerie
yeah, I
like
think it's
Hagrid.
like one of the lobotomy characters or something. He just looks like giant PS1 Hagrid. He's beautiful. He
He's
is
got
a
the same pose
majestic
and
boy.
everything.
Yeah. I should not have said that. Um yeah, also
Uh,
another thing, um if you're going there to play tournaments, it looks like it's quite well organized as well. There's some
oh
miscellaneous
yeah.
things that go on there that we didn't check out. The lightsaber thing. You
Oh
met.
yes, the Naboo Jedi
Yeah.
Temple lot were there. I would recommend that just for the free lessons because you basically feel like you're 6 years old with a tube and a stick, and it's great. It's just good fun.
Mm.
You're taught
Um.
proper choreography. It's
mm,
all safe. No one gets hurt unless you're being an absolute idiot.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't check out because at a time and I wasn't sure whether it was part of the convention. It must be, but all of the reenactor like stuff going on outside.
Hmm.
all these tents and stuff. It was like, well, that's cool. There was a few sort of shows going on there. I sort of passed by. I was like, that's interesting. I
An
think
EC
next,
for you.
yeah, I'll have a look at that probably next year. I think. 'Cause I think it's part of the expo. I'm just not quite sure.
They,
Um, yeah.
the cosplays were kind of late to the day, but that's whatever.
Yes.
I don't imagine they had a whole lot of room to walk about. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I caught some of the. I was waiting for the crowd to subside. I ducked into an alcove and just got chatting with some of the Space Marine cosplayers who were quite nice.
Hmm.
Uh, I did learn something interesting about that though. Apparently, um, there are there's ways to do like the whole fake power armor thing without the stilts,
Oh,
which I did not know about. Um,
interesting.
so that's cool. If I had more money than sense, I'd also get into doing that.
Hmm.
'Cause I wouldn't need the stilts to be honest. Um, oh, another and I found another Wally,
Another one.
Lady Wally.
Ah.
Yes,
Oh, what was it?
I kept,
Wanda, I
I
think her
kept,
name is or
I
something.
told her. No, she was dressed as Wally. I told her about you.
Ah.
That's just on the vague idea you might bump into each other. Be funny. I didn't really. I don't think it happened.
See, this is probably like part of the bigger joke. Is there's actually like the dog is also there, and there's probably somebody dressed up as Oddlaw. So together we form exactly one page of a Where's Wally puzzle.
Oh, I should have said that. I would have bought the dog. I do have a dog suit.
Next year, next year.
We should have planned
Speaking
ahead of
of
time next
cosplayers,
year.
actually, I didn't actually see that many cosplayers. There were a few, but there weren't
No,
that many.
given how crowded it was, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
There were some. I don't know. This would be a deep. There were some people dressed as Digger Knobs from Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
That was. They thought the EV suit was nice. That was cool of them.
Hmm.
Um, so those that don't know what Digger Knobs are a very old, I want to say 90s or 80s invention form of 40,000.
Hmm.
Basically, they're human beings that grew up on a planet where orcs are the main species, and they've adopted orc culture, but there's still humans.
They're just like, yeah, we's orcs. Are you? Yeah, we's orcs.
Yeah, but they literally paint themselves green and use choppers and shooters, and they can do it.
Hmm. They were pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, yeah. You can see where the effort goes in. Um,
Hmm.
you did see Gandalf, which I would have loved seeing that,
Yes.
but
Yeah, one of our groups saw Gandalf. There were a few people there cosplaying, I think, their D&D characters, but I
oh
didn't
yeah, there's quite a
see
few
many
a few
others.
tieflings,
Yeah, yeah.
couple of elves, a couple of elves on the stand actually. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of fake ears going about, which is appropriate. Um,
Hmm.
you beat up a book that you were chasing for a little while.
Yes, we'll talk about that when we get to our special thingy of the week, our tabletop book club, because I do want to talk about that in more detail.
Oh, oh yeah, well we can do that.
I picked up quite a
Sure.
few books
I'll
actually
pick
for
it
the
up.
foreseeable because the
Ooh,
Pocket Workshop were there, so I picked up some of their stuff amongst other things. Uh, I also saw, I think his name is Ralph Horsley. He's a Magic the Gathering author, well, artist. He does other things, but he's predominantly Magic the Gathering. So I picked up an artist proof from him. It was about 20 quid, but it's worth it because artist proofs generally are worth quite a bit anyway. Um, and it's for funny clown card, for funny clown deck. And it's specifically then he's put because he did them numerically. It's specifically number 13 out of 50, which is very apt. Unlucky number 13 for clowns.
okay.
So
Um,
that was a surprise. There wasn't that much Magic the Gathering stuff there, other than maybe a few local game stores. It's something I'll go into when we get to Critical Fumble, because we're still doing that, folks. Guess
I
who
didn't
the
I
Critical
didn't
Fumble is going
see
to
much.
be?
Oh yes, of course. God, there's so much going on. I forget. Yeah, it was. Oh, which stand was it now? It's really going to wind me up. Oh yes, Wizards again. They were there, but they were purely corporate,
Yeah, you know,
which is very peculiar.
at a of board
So
games and card games convention, you go specifically to invite people to become associated stores for competitive play and
hmm,
not have any tables to play any formats of the game at all. Absolute genius. If you ever needed more
yeah, I
proof
saw
that
more.
Wizards of the Coast do not give a shit about their fans, UK Games Expo is like the archetype of that.
Yeah, there saw more D&D content on the third party stands, which are a couple of them,
Mm.
than the actual official Wizard of the Coast stand. The hall just one away from it.
Yeah, that's also a good point because it's like again, Wizards, the makers of D&D, having not even a footnote of D&D presence because that again makes sense.
Yeah,
Like you guys are the progenitors of arguably the biggest tabletop RPG out there at the moment. Why the fuck didn't you have like an Adventurers League thing set up there? That an event is asking, begging to have a special convention exclusive
I don't know.
Adventurers League.
Maybe showcase the new. Maybe do a quick. Maybe do what the Jedi Temple lot do. Have slots you can book to design a character in the new the new book that's coming out. The new
Yeah,
playtime guide that they're doing.
or honestly, just like straight up, if you know, since clearly have an agreement with UK Games Expo, have Adventurers League stuff that goes through adventures that are exclusive to UK Games Expo, and you walk away with a
Where best?
physical or
Where else?
digital copy
Yeah.
of those adventures.
Where about the preview stuff? Then the game expo where people literally come over from America just to see it
Yeah,
and
like
further afield.
how do you fumble the bag this hard, Wizards? You've made mistakes in the past, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was very much like a corporate "we have to be here" effort. It was a bit weird.
Yeah,
Mm,
but what else was there at the convention? There was so much going on. There were events at the Hilton Hall. I didn't book any because I don't recognize any of the podcasts at the moment or any apart
yeah,
from
I know. No old Bardwell down there,
yeah. I if I had more
but they were there
time,
all they were there all weekend
yeah,
though.
if I had more time, I'd probably have booked one of the days or one of the slots to watch their podcast live.
Other than that, I've heard the Friday one was very good. They had did Commonopoly apparently, which would have been really
Eee.
funny to see live. Um, then again, you wouldn't have seen them if they were there anyway. There's so many people. It's just
Yeah.
too full.
Um. But what else? I'm still like my brain is like churning, trying to remember what all the stuff there. There was so much stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh actually had a better presence, funnily enough, than fucking Wizards of the Coast. 'Cause they had the whole find the 5 pieces of Exodia thing, which they gave actual
Oh yeah,
good prizes for.
yeah. They were literally had to look all across the three halls to find like find the stalls with the cards,
And you got
which took one of the new guys literally all day.
yeah, but you actually got like they got a really cool like Yu-Gi-Oh card keychain, which was like really nice looking. And if it's official, they might actually be kind of expensive. If they're like weird convention exclusive things, you know. But yeah, again, another card game actually having a better presence there. Even Lorcana, I mean, I have my reservations with Disney just in general, but at least they actually bothered to make an effort with, okay, we have a trading card game. What should we do? I don't know. Let people play the fucking game. Better yet,
Oh, yeah,
have a fucking
they had a
official tournament
massive
there.
stand.
Yeah, I think they had one of the artists there as well to sign cards, and I think they had like some free other things there as well as a freebie convention exclusive card or something that I should have picked up. But yeah, they had a better presence. than Wizards of the Coast. They, the company that hasn't necessarily been on the block and TCG wise nearly as long as Wizards, knows how to do a card game better than Wizards at this point. How do you be more of a faceless corporate entity than Disney?
It's it was a bit strange. See, at least the thing with Disney, their presentation's always good. It's everything
Yeah,
else that doesn't go right for them.
yeah.
They're all face. There's no like meat to it, but they can do a good first presentation.
Hmm. Um, what other cool
Right, so,
things were
yeah.
there?
So what did you? Now you picked up. Was it Honk Past Midnight? What
Yes,
else did you
so
pick up?
let's get it into our tabletop book club of the weeks. I think we told enough about as much as I can remember the convention. There's probably more. Find out for yourself next year instead of me telling you everything. So I picked up One Honk Before Midnight, which is a goose-based TTRPG system and adventure by Jack Dixon. It's by the company The Pocket Workshop, who also famously did the Goose Hydra miniature, among other many funny miniatures. But this is technically a RPG in a single book that not only has ideas and plot hooks and things for doing, for making your own adventures, it has its own system, doesn't use the 5th edition system, and it has an actual adventure. Actually doing more than Guildmaster's Guide to frickin' Ravnica in less pages and for only 15 quid. So you play as a goose, obviously. You have 4 stats: heroism, nimbleness, observation, and chaos. Sorry, heroism, observation, nimbleness, and chaos. So heroism is like your bravery stat, observation is how well you can see things, nimbleness is how fast you are, and chaos is how chaotic you are. Um, Chaos can potentially do anything, but you have to. Basically, chaos is the ultimate role player's min max stat, basically. If you're good at role playing, pick something with high chaos.
Sounds like it's quite an old game. It was RPG makers. There was this game called Space Funeral,
Hmm.
and it was like a parody of turn-based RPGs. That was quite funny, but it had a really fun command. It's just called Mystery, and it just triggers a random event. It was like so many of them pre-programmed, but it just did a random thing. It could be something like your enemies get a heart attack and die, or you sing a really old song and it really impresses your enemies. It doesn't do anything in game. It's like a really random thing you can just pull.
Hmm.
Um, Fun has that kind of energy.
Yeah, it's kind of parody, but parody done in a way that it's actually a fun thing to play. So we've got mechanics such as there's a danger level system, which is kind of cool, that goes from neutral to public enemy number 1, which is the way that basic PCs can quote unquote die. Dying of geese doesn't occur in this. It's actually kind of like very friendly, I guess. Geese just run away, and you just replace yourself with another goose in the flock, so to speak. Which is fun. And geese obviously can't kill humans. I mean, I don't think they could, even if they tried, to be honest. Combat. There is actually a combat system. It's kind of not bare bones. It's simple, but obviously because humans are humans and can use tools and weapons and things, combat is ill-advised unless you're very lucky or very desperate.
Butter knife.
Yeah, yeah, there is a butter knife. This comes to the disclaimer. There's actually disclaimers. No geese were harmed in the making of this tabletop RPG. Also, they were all paid a living wage. I love that. Hmm. Ah, yes, these
Be
geese
the
are on
geese.
£11 an hour.
£11 an hour.
Blue collar geese. Um,
What's the goose economy?
Goose economy.
Goose
Interesting.
bankers that they hate? How does that work?
Yeah. Interesting how they do critical since it's a D6 system. Um, 2 6s is
Yeah.
grants good luck, so 2 6s is critical, and at least two sixes is critical, and at least two ones is critical in terms of like good. So critical ones is bad, critical sixes is good usually. But like
Checked out.
the Goose Master, not the DM, the Goose Master,
Ghost Master.
decides what the good or bad luck means.
That's very Wizards of the Coast. DM makes it up.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair,
But at least it's so in a self-aware way, not like not like a screw you, we didn't want to bother way.
some of the settings are quite funny. So they've got adventure prompts, a bunch of adventure prompts ranging from a jailbreak to the Great Village Bake Off. Um, and some of the areas can include the Goostonbury Music Festival and a royal wedding. just Kate and what's his
Okay.
name just having a wedding, and suddenly geese just emerge. So yeah, there are one, two, three, four. There are six types of goose, which have various different stats. I point your attention to the silly goose, which has a 0 in every stat except for chaos, which has a 4 in, which is I guess the min maxery. That's the untitled goose, if ever there was one. The I'm going to make a bucket land on this man's head type of goose. So you choose your type of goose, then you roll a d20, which gives you a random perk, which can range from getting a bread knife to um, prevent danger level from increasing if you immediately run away from a situation and don't come back, or getting a heroism die to protect other creatures from humans, or for some strange reason, getting a bonus die on rolls to squeeze through small gaps. Just random things. Also, bonus die on your first roll after consuming bread. That's a funny one. It's the Popeye
Yeah,
of geese.
that happened a lot in the game.
I don't
Consume a lot of
know
food in this
unless
game.
um, there's also hidden abilities, which yeah, it's a one-time use. So one is a perk and one is a one-time
Oh,
use ability, which can range from teleporting to a spot within line of sight, or creating a small fire, to
brilliant.
disguising yourself and your gaggle as ducks. Um,
What would you? Is that useful or
I don't know. Again, I don't know. There's some precons in here as well, which is nice. You've got Honk Dini the Wizard, Friar Duck, Captain Honk, and Squawk Jagger, which is very funny. And then the adventure itself, which I am going to not go too far into because I actually want to play out this adventure kind of blind. But it's a 3 to 6 player adventure. Um and it should take looks like it'll take 1, 2.5, 3:45. No, 3:45. Should take about 4 and a bit hours to do the whole adventure, which is a nice amount of time for an adventure.
if it
It'll take
if
more
it
or
goes to
less
plan?
depending on your group, probably. Um, but you are basically the synopsis of
You
the
said
story is you're a bunch of geese in the town of Stafford on Gander, and your job is to what's the synopsis of this? Um, what's the synopsis of this? Where's the what's the synopsis? Sorry, I'm trying to find the synopsis. Ah, so patron saint of geese. Oh, they're trying to bring back the feathered one. So they're trying to summon the feathered one.
the one.
Yes. Um, during an event called the Giant Vegetable Fair. So there's some also Wallace and Gromit vibes in here, including the fact that apparently the one who originally defeated the feathered one is a knight called Sir Wallace. Oh, that's not very nice. Come here, Gromit, go for him.
Even dog that didn't say anything, just sort of rolled his eyes at everything.
They have a map,
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of, but it's kind of
Okay.
designed like those like village posters that are like kind of cute, pretty that say like "You are here." It's kind of designed like that. It's really nice. They also have some like building maps and things, which are pretty cool. A lot of really nice artwork as well that looks like something you'd see in an actual D&D book. But yeah, that's One
You said
Hunt
you picked
Before Midnight.
yeah, so you picked up, I said you picked up something else. In the books you picked up while you were there?
Yes, but we will get into those on future episodes.
Ah, fair enough. I picked up a book, singular, because
Singular.
it was paperback was nice 12 quid, and it would honestly probably should be worth a lot more if I was studying this because the quality's all there. So they had like a stand where the author Toby Lancaster was doing um third party fifth edition conversion stuff, and he had apparently he's got a series about infested buildings. Um, there was three apparently that he's got up at the moment. I just picked the one which I thought was name, just called the Spider Palace. I thought great Halloween vibes. I like that. Um, and it's a little more 18th century than most D&D settings. So I think if you're going to run it, you'd have to allow some sort of firearms in there.
Yeah.
Is it? But that's not necessarily a deal breaker. Um, it's simple premise is this: you're hired to check out the Edmonstone estate, um, because the patriarch was is into basically exploring foreign lands and a little bit of biology. He's got a bit of a mad scientist vibe about him. So he found this really weird spider in a crystal cave, and for some reason it turns out it's got like weird sort of weird transformative powers that it literally bites you and it it literally turned him into a half man half spider thing.
Oh.
In true like B movie scientist fashion, he's trying to do that to other people. Um,
Hmm.
which is why no one has been in or out of his estate the entire time. You're going to check it out. And it's got spider human hybrids, which I know arachnophobes are going to absolutely love. Um, and weird like chimera insects that are really cool. Like there's a moth chimera. It's sort of like a weird hybrid of moth and human. It's up on two. It's got its all its own art and everything. I'll try and put it in the chat
Nice.
because it is very good art. So like a giant bipedal moth. Oh, very cool. Plenty of spiders. Um, Something called a husk spider. It's not like a weird fusion of like scorpion and spider. So it's just so basically, it's Star Wars. It's a giant spider
Yeah.
with an AC of 17, and
Oh.
oh, I'm gonna be a stat block. I've got it in my hand. But if you like spiders, I think this is a great book. If you want a good Halloween one shot, I would recommend this as well. So yeah, 75 hit points, 17 AC. Um, and it's got pincers and multi attack, so it's just kind of neat, like that. Um, but the big that's what's the oh yeah. So we've got a thing called Click Spider, which is like the spider on the cover, effectively. and it's
Yeah.
basically a giant spider with 18 AC, 100 hit points. It's kind of beefy. And what? Let's have a look. Yeah, a nice, neat 3 attacks. So yeah, it's a little. It's got some quite. It's pretty beefy. Got some. It's got some new wondrous items in there. It's got like weird spider silk rope. That's quite cool. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, it's about. Oh, where is it at? Fish it out. Oh, it comes with its own art, its own flashcards. It's very neatly self-contained. So the formatting on this is kind of fantastic. It's got optional rooms that you may or may not even want to put in. Optional NPCs. So this is made with a lot of love.
Hmm.
Like web rope. There we are. Enchanted item. The wondrous item. Um, so it it's a magical rope. It's invulnerable against bladed weapons, and it can't be cut.
Okay.
But weirdly, you can't tie it or form it into useful shapes, but you can loop it around things.
Hmm.
It's like very slightly sensitive magic rope. That's cool. Um, it had exploding venom, which is a ranged weapon. So if you wanted to throw some stuff in here, there's
Hmm.
a lot for other games without running this. There's traps, spider themed traps, which are quite cool.
Yeah, because that
Which
was
I know Brett would probably love looking at these.
always like the thing with the 5e stuff is in terms of spider themed stuff or insect themed stuff in general, there wasn't really a lot available. They've done a lot of like undead things, but not a lot of spiders. There was also that book. Was it the same people that had that book with all the plant based stuff?
But yes, yeah, that was was that the same table or the one
I
next along?
think so. I think it was the same table. It might have been similar. But again, it's like people who do these sort of third party books that actually build upon creature types and archetypal things that wizards just don't. It's just completely neglected, basically. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's great. So what else is there? Yeah, also, I'd say if you want to run this, which I'm looking to do, it comes across as a weird crossover of like if you know about the Castlevania Symphony of the Night and like the Mad Scientist B movie kind of vibe.
Hmm.
Because the main antagonist really has that sort of mad scientist vibe down to the weirdly wanting to turn people into spider human hybrids for some reason.
Hmm.
There is a reason, but it's sort of like a very mad sciencey reason. But
Yeah.
I don't mind that. In this case, it's quite fun. Um, yeah. What else is there to say about it? I will say I'm giving it a read through, and then it's all the formatting is kind of great in this.
Hmm.
Uh, rather than like the book directing you to find the example, there we are. So start of every page has sort of got like a small version of the map of the house, the palace,
Oh.
and it's all in red apart from the room you need to actually look at for this, exact part of the adventure.
Ah.
So it's really clear what it's talking about. Descriptions there first up. Uh, Everything inside the room and and if does have an encounter with a stat block, it's got that right there. Even if it's a repeat stat block, they put the repeat stat block in there, so you're not having to flip back between other rooms, other chapters. So there's no like going back and forth. You can run if you want to run this as is written. It's really
Yeah.
easy to do. That's really nice. Also, any sort of clues or interesting notes about the room, they have their. It's got its own section.
Hmm.
So let's say if there was like a note in the room, it will just have like there's a flashcard for it at the back of the book for reference, but it's also got it in the exact section it shows up. I love it when they do this because it's shows a shows that sort of level of care that some of the bigger publishers just don't really do because they want to rush out a book sometimes.
Yeah.
It's even got every room has even got a bit on smells, sounds, and light levels.
That's
It's gone
that's
down
in
to that level.
depth.
yeah, it's even got what they call like an immersion scroll. So it's basically an almost bullet pointed guide to what's in the room. If you imagine, so if you're a DM, if you're running this, you need to know what's in the room. You can just there's literally a small diagram of the room and like a load of like bullet points of there's I don't know wall mounted lamp, stairs going up, towards some cubicles. You could just rattle it all off like in the brief. Um, which is again really well made book. I'll definitely be checking out more of this guy's stuff. He was advertising one about Minotaur that's trapped the town and turned it into a weird labyrinth,
Oh.
and there was one about zombies. So clearly, what he's done is like taken a location, taken a pretty uh, archetypal mythical monster, and just turned that into a whole thing by itself.
Hmm.
And I kind of like how focused it is. That's quite good. Um, I will say, this is probably for DMers only. There is a bit right at the end that can come across as a proper surprise for one player. It is randomly allocated. It's not cruel. It's just like there's like a chance right at the end that a player can just get incapacitated no matter what the hit points are.
Hmm.
It's got a bit of a cutscene vibe. Of course, you don't have to run it exactly as that. If you do, it's like that's just a thing that can happen. Um, I'd say that is the only real downside to it is if you don't like scripting things too much, that might rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I'd say that I'll be watching this man's work quite closely because it's really well done. Um, Clearly got its own ideas and own own sort of drive to it, and it's not holding back on the body horror in any way. And when it does want to, it's got its even the NPCs have are fleshed out quite nicely. So I would definitely give this like a solid out of 10, putting it like a solid 8.
Hmm.
Um, and you can do it. Apparently, it recommends you can do it if you're quick in about 2 sessions worth. So it runs from 3 to 5, so it's quite good. Yeah, I'm for 12 quid. I feel that I really should have paid more for like the quality of the book as a whole.
Hmm.
So there's a glowing review. If any.
Hmm.
So yeah, pick up the Spider Palace and ideally play it for your arachnophobic friends, who I'm sure will absolutely love it.
Yes. It gets the Byzantian Brews coveted seal of approval. Um.
Oh yeah, I would have paid easily. I would have paid double the price for what I paid for the. You could have paid there's 30 quid for the hardback, and it
Hmm.
probably was nicer. But I think 12 quid. I think he's pricing it a bit too low.
Yeah.
If I was him, based on the quality of it, but
For
not to
legal
tell someone to run
reasons.
their own business.
Yeah, for legal reasons, we are not currently distributing any Byzantian Brewscast seals of approval. Please don't ask for one.
Oh, don't give me ideas. I'm going to do that. We'll do it for next year. We'll have a.
Hey.
We'll just go to stalls I like and just hey, have this. I like this stall.
So before we round off, yeah, so Titan Forge miniatures, I want to talk about them a bit because we picked up, well,
Yes.
we picked up some stuff from there. I picked up by accident a lot of stuff from there. Their miniatures are just really cool because they do not only like classic fantasy stuff. They've got cyberpunk related stuff and even like horror type stuff. So Lobotomy is more sort of horror orientated, so kind of a bit more modern. You've got people in straitjackets. You've got people in sort of um army, like a World War II style army uniform. You've got guy in dungarees kind of thing. People in like leather jackets and some pretty cool looking eldritch type monsters, including a not quite Big Daddy alike in this box. It's really cool. It's just and they do custom dice for their games as well, so they've got specialist dice, so it's not just standard D6s, which is cool. Yeah. Um their miniature range is really, really great. My only gripe is, at least with the Grid Wars box that I opened up, they don't seem to print their rules. It might be different for lobotomy, but they don't seem to print their rules for some of their games. Oh, Lobotomy 2 does have a rule book though, but yeah, Grid Wars and I think Bloodfield's the starter stuff doesn't have rule books, which is a bit weird.
Maybe, I don't know. But if it's a starter set, maybe it's that new that the book is going to be coming out, so they didn't want me to blow their load too early.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe it's like what I don't know. Having what vague idea of game development they do have, it's maybe obviously it's great that they have the stall. You might
Hmm.
as well show off your game while you're here. They got the minis, that's not a problem. And maybe what they would be surprised if they pull the old if you bought the starter set, here's a code.
Oh,
You
the
do have
rules are available
the book out, you can
online.
just
The
do that.
rules are available online. It does have a QR code on the back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they've got some because you bought early or won
Uh,
something early.
yeah,
They'll would be surprised if that did you buy the starter set? Great. Uh, if there's not some sort of discount or something on the main thing, I'll be very surprised.
yeah. Um, but yeah. Also, the Grid Wars miniature box wasn't quite correct. I had a duplicate of a miniature and
Oh,
I'm
you
missing
got
one.
two strange blokes with briefcases.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. They haven't responded to me on Twitter yet. I think I'm just gonna like go on the website and email. I'm like, hey, probably an honest mistake. Can you send me the Kitsune lady, please?
Yeah, yeah. You just doubled up on one of the
Yeah, yeah.
Yakuza guys. I want to. Yeah, it's Yakuza
But
versus Police is
other
the
than that,
box that is all about.
their miniature range is great. The miniatures are really inexpensive for what they are as well, and the people who running the stall were great fun. They were wonderful people, clearly actual like fans of tabletop stuff, and really loving the atmosphere from them. Honestly, they're clearly people who actually enjoy the hobby rather than just faceless corporations like wizards. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna continue to rag on them because I feel
Yeah,
like I
they did
have
find out.
to.
Yeah, but a lot of people manning the stalls, they were very much in the hobby.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell. Like I forget one of the. I think it was one of the stalls I checked out. Then ended up buying from them the Warlord miniatures because I'm in the funny position. I kind of not sure I want to commit to painting a whole army of it, but I love the idea of bolt action.
Mm.
So checked out their stall for a bit. Just going about, and one of the guys, because you could tell from the shirt, he stopped me because it was uh, had my head on at the time, and they were
Uh
like,
huh.
"Oh, you know what you should do? Um, stop by the Warlord store because one of the people there is like a huge fan of Eevee." So that's
Aw.
quite funny. Got a free pin for it or something.
Hey.
So lovely, some lovely people.
Yeah.
Um, I will go again next year. Now I know what it's like.
Mm.
Um, hopefully, if things look up, I wouldn't mind doing Saturday and Sunday. But then again, we have all year to think about that, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Any closing thoughts to that, or no, 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 no. So for a second, we got technical issues on no, one or my or Jake's end there. Oh,
Oh, is it working now?
Yeah. Oh, we're back. What's that
Oh,
about?
I think I accidentally disconnected my headset.
Oh, right. That was me.
I hope that hasn't fucked up the stream. So yeah, I should talk about the
Oh, I don't
masquerade. Did you get the bit about the masquerade masks?
know. Were those animal masks though? I remember
Yes,
those.
it was. So sorry about this, folks. My headset. I've been shuffling about and accidentally disconnected the headset. It was Runway Workshop that did those things. I might get a goose mask at some point, but it's a pipe dream, fever dream if I get the money kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll see if they're next year. And,
Um,
I think you need robes with it though. It's like a goose cultist.
yeah, yeah. Um, And the other thing was that stall you picked the samurai miniature from looked pretty cool. I
Oh
wish I
yeah,
had a business
Tritex.
card from them. Oh, was that Tritex? Oh, so they did
Yep,
like a lot of
that's
like
Tritex.
because they had like loads of counters and things for board games things, which was pretty useful.
Oh yeah, they're great. They take they're just a general third party store. They take just about anything.
Hey,
Um, I bought from them a lot. It's a bit of a jaunt by train, but they have a shop in Stafford that's worth visiting.
hmm. And I didn't pick up a business card because I was at one point planning on going back to buy the game. I don't normally do board games, but there was a board game that can be played either cooperatively or competitively, which kind of riffs on Pokemon a bit. So it's like, okay, you have a bunch, so you shuffle this deck of cards, place them out in I think like a five, is it a 9 by 9 grid, and your objective is to quote unquote catch all the Pokemon, and you could do it cooperatively or competitively. Not Pokemon specifically, but like Pokemon-like things. And I thought that's cute. It's something that our friend April would probably like, and it's a board game that I actually play. But I forgot to go back to the store.
I didn't, but I'm sure I can get it online. You
Yeah,
sure they don't have a store without an online presence?
they probably do. I just didn't. I don't remember the name of it. Is the problem? Um. Oh, there it is. It's Takenoko, I think it is. Is it
Oh
Takenoko?
yeah, I saw that store. I did. Then again, it's even well where there's like there's Pal World as well.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, it might
so
not have been
people are
Takenoko
jumping on the
actually,
parody
but
Pokemon train, which is fine.
yeah. Was it Takenoko? There was an was it Vivarium? Was it Vivarium? I can't remember the name of it. It's really gonna bother me now. Oh, it might have been. It was Vivarium. Sorry, it was. I think it was Vivarium. Um,
Okay,
yeah, it was just. It was cute. It's just. Oh yeah, monster board game. It was adorable. It was
let's
something
have a
along
look.
those lines.
There. Oh right,
Just you go across the map and you
Dominoes.
catch things.
Oh, that's
Oh
Zatu
no, maybe it
games.
wasn't.
Yeah, that's
Okay, it
those
wasn't
things.
Vivarium, but it was something like Vivarium. It was the same kind of you put things into
I
play
think it might be Takamona. The that
because
looked
it was definitely
Pokemon-esque.
card based, not board based. And I
That
can't
no, the
remember what it
Vermin's
was
domino
called.
based for some reason.
Yeah, because
Let me look at Takanoko.
Takenoko looks like it has a board that I don't recognize as the thing. Um,
Takanoko Board Game Geek. Thank God for that.
yeah,
That's a bamboo garden. That can't be that.
I don't remember what it was
No,
called.
that
That's the
doesn't sound
problem.
like it. That
And
doesn't.
I can't look up
Oh,
Pokemon like board games; they just won't come up. Because I think it was something new they were doing that probably had like a Kickstarter thing or something, and I just don't
yeah.
remember. If anyone was at the UK Games Expo and remembers that stall, let us know in the comments below because I don't remember it. I might have to Google this harder on the thing because yeah, it's gonna bother me.
Oh, we could. Well, we could do it next week.
Yep, we got
Maybe what? Or what it is called? Yeah, it's a game so good that it's very distant as a mystery for now.
Yeah, so answers in a postcard, and I will get back to you on that. And on that nutshell, sure, it's a nutshell. Why not? I think it's time to end the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we shall see you guys
Uh,
soon.
see you soon.
Yep. And I will look for somebody to raid because we might as well. Um. Oh dear, I'm bad at. I am so bad at like navigating Twitch. Uh, there we go. Right, thank you all. See you soon. Bye. Ugh.